Ladies and gentlemen, we continue the action, 8 rounds, international light welterweight contest. Introducing to you firstly, fighting out of the red corner, who's wearing the black trunks trimmed with white, weighed in at 9 stone, 13 pounds, 14 ounces. He's taking part in his 20th professional contest. He's from France. Please welcome Tarik Amrouse. And across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner for the very first time as a professional here in Scotland. Please welcome home, wearing the silver and black trunks, weighing in at 10 stone, 2 pounds. He's undefeated. 5 contests, 5 wins, 3 inside the scheduled distance. Coming to the ring as the former Scottish ABA champion and a Scottish international. Ladies and gentlemen from Motherwell, please welcome Morrison. Timekeeper at the bell is Jim Russell, and referee in charge of the action is Vic Loughlin, and this is 8 3-minute rounds.
Okay guys, you've had your instructions in the dressing room. Obey my commands at all time, defend yourselves at all time. God bless, let's do it. Touch gloves.
Bricklayer, footballer, marathon runner, and improving light welterweight, Barry Morrison moves into 8-round class. The 23-year-old's unbeaten in 5, and now more international opposition on his homecoming. First fight ever as a professional in Scotland, and he meets the French boxer Tarik Amrouse. Tough, if limited, but hoping to give Morrison some rounds. That's the idea.
Well, that is the idea. Morrison, only 5 contests, so it's really a learning curve for him in here. Got some international experience against Amrouse.
Six years older, Amrouse, who was born in Algeria, in Schlef, and now lives and boxes out of France. Shows a right hand over the top. Morrison's had pretty much everything his own way so far. Slight criticism, maybe the head movement does take 1 or 2 shots, but is strong and a decent looking prospect.
Yeah, that's what he needs to work on, Morrison. He does need to get that waist moving more. We've been following his career, and that is his downfall. Maybe just a little bit too easy to hit.
Got a big cheer as he came into the ring from the couple of hundred of fans who've come to see him at the Bellahouston tonight. He's from Motherwell, a few miles away down the M74. Loading up on the hooks and keeping the guard high. First impressions of Amrouse.
Amrouse, yeah, seems very short, stocky. Seems to take a shot quite well. Looks quite a solid character. So this will be a good test for Morrison at this stage of his career.
Yes, he's never been stopped, Amrouse. And he's very busy. This is his 5th fight already of 2003. Just a little wild and having difficulties getting his range right so far, Morrison. Morrison's round, but he hasn't quite settled yet.
No, just out of range there. Just needs to settle down a little bit, Morrison. Took the centre of the ring well. Didn't do anything stupid, just taking his time.
23 years of age, he's won all 5 since turning pro in April at Bethnal Green when he outscored Keith Jones.
Some of the good work here from Morrison in the round, getting through with a lovely right hand there. Amrouse, to his credit, taking it quite well from another angle. Lovely shot there from Morrison. Not wasting anything, Morrison, in that round, just stalking forward, taking his time. Just needs to settle down a little bit more. Nerves should be gone now.
th round in the professional career of the Motherwell light welterweight Barry the Business Morrison. That's the name tag. 8 rounds in the light welterweight division. That's the 10-stone one that Ricky Hatton leads the way in. Junior Witter, the British and Commonwealth champion. Hatton further on, looking to fight Ben Tacky in a great matchup coming for you in December. This is number 6 fight for Barry Morrison, and it's the 20th for Tarik Amrouse. In the black trunks, the white stripes down the side, the shorter man from France.
Nice starts of the round here from Morrison, working well behind that jab.
He's coming off a 6-round points victory over the Russian Sergei Starkov, which was in Belfast last month, Morrison. He's fought in England and Ireland, and this is his first in Scotland. Fought a great deal here as an amateur. Just falling a touch short with his punches tonight. Why is that?
Yeah, just not stepping in with that left foot. The lead foot just needs to push that up close and he'll find his range. You see at the moment the left foot's not in, so he's throwing that right hand, falling short and getting picked off with own jabs himself. Needs to step up with that front foot, needs to relax and let those combinations go. Everything we see from Morrison is single shots, got through with a good left hook there though.
Again, wild and woolly with the left hook. When he lands, he does have power. Very big, broad shoulders for a light welterweight, weighed in at 10'2". He's only 5'7". He gets the force and power into the shots. Maybe, does he wind up a bit too much sometimes?
That's what he is doing. He's loading up a little bit too much. Needs to relax a bit more. He's got that natural power. If he relaxes and lets those combinations go, the power will be there as well.
Doubling up on the jab, the Frenchman. Morrison falling short with his own. It's another round for the Scotsman, but not his best performance to date.
Yeah, another good round there for Morrison. Seemed to relax a little bit more, finding the range a bit better, but still not to his best at the moment.
Being looked after by Benny King and Archie McKay, who's doing the talking. They want fast combinations in the Scottish corner, and over in the Frenchman's, Tarik Amrouse. Well, he's won 9 of 19. Last fight was in October. He's only won 1 of his last 6. He's putting up a decent enough performance so far. Here's the 3rd round. The silver and black trunks and the black, white and blue short boots of Barry Morrison, the 23-year-old. Box for the Forgewood Club from Motherwell. Just looking to get the range and rhythm right, settle into this match with Tarik Amrouse. That's a better left hook. He's getting closer.
Yeah, perfect instructions from the corner as well. From Morrison, relax and let those combinations go. It's exactly what he needs to do. Just a little bit tense in there at the moment.
Turned pro alongside friend and former rival Kevin Anderson. And they're progressing at pretty similar rates, really. Fought in the unpaid ranks. A win apiece between them, but Morrison missed out on the Commonwealth Games slot. He'll be hoping, maybe, along the line, to exact revenge or go further than Anderson. We wait and see who will end up the better man. That's better. Good left hook to the body, and the hands came down of Tarik Amrouse. Amrouse knows his way around the ring, been a professional for 4 years.
Cracking right hand going in there from Morrison. Morrison doing the right thing here, taking the centre of the ring, just stalking forward. Amrouse looks like the type of guy that's built, likes to come forward himself, but being forced back onto the back foot of Morrison in complete control in there at the moment.
This is a better round from Barry Morrison as Amrouse just comes in with a cheeky uppercut. He's the lighter man at 9'13 3/4. Really not much more than a lightweight. They have the added edge in speed, but certainly not in strength and power. And that's where Morrison can make him pay, surely. That's a good left hand from Tarik Amrouse.
The best shot of the contest there from Amrouse. Give through with a lovely left hook, just seemed to rock Morrison momentarily there.
He was shaken up by Jay Mahoney, who he fought before Barry Morrison. Fought then, definitely. Not very happy in that corner, Archie McKay.
Well, we heard him saying there. Here we see the stats thrown. Morrison 134 to 72, landing 30 to 20. Percentage success rate better from Amrouse, but Morrison dominating with the amount of punches he's thrown. But Morrison hasn't settled down in this contest yet. Just seems a little bit over keen, needs to relax and let those combinations go.
Some hard words in the Morrison corner as their charge goes out for the 4th round. Scheduled for 8, which will be further than Morrison's gone in his pro career so far. Is it the right move at this stage in fight number 6 to have him boxing at 8 rounds?
Yeah, definitely, I think. Amrouse, a good opponent, and it's only going to be down to experience. Some people don't believe in the 4-round experience in the professional ranks anyway. I know our own Jim Watt likes to see the 6 rounds, which it should be, because you eventually end up at 12 anyway.
I was speaking to Tommy Gilmore, Morrison's manager, earlier, and he was saying that he really wants this to go the full way so that he learns, and when he does make that eventual move up, he'll be ready and prepared.
Well, that's exactly it, and I think it is a good move at this stage of his career, Morrison. Right, it is his 6th contest.
Again, Tarik Amrouse tries that left uppercut on the way in, but falls short. He's only stopped 2 in his 19 fights, Amrouse. No puncher.
See there, we see Morrison loading up with those shots again, a little bit wild. Just needs to take his time, relax a bit more.
Unbelievably, Amrouse only had one amateur fight, which he lost. He's done pretty well as a pro to get 9 wins in 19.
He certainly has, and does look like he's had some amateur experience as well, so credit to him with only one amateur contest.
Right hand on the counter from Morrison, but once again the jab falling short. The punch is not landing cleanly from Barry Morrison tonight. Maybe he's nervous being back on home soil.
He doesn't seem to be boxing to the best of his ability, and we can see Amrouse actually starting to push forward in this round as well.
Keeps himself ever so fit. Runs half marathons, Barry Morrison, as he lands a right hand on the side of Amrouse's face. Again, Amrouse just gets through with one himself, growing in confidence, the Frenchman.
Yeah, Amrouse is definitely growing in confidence here, starting to stand his ground more, slipping out the way of shots and letting some good shots of his own go.
Really loading up there on the bell, Barry Morrison.
Yeah, another round in the bag there for Morrison, but Amrouse for the first time starting to come forward, landing some shots of his own. You see some of the work from Morrison falling short. And again, Amrouse slipping out the way of shots and Morrison being made to miss.
What would you like to see Morrison do? Move laterally, the head, and what about the crisp jab that looked to be a good weapon in the first few fights he had?
I'd like to see the head moving more to create openings for himself and also to let those combinations go. He throws single jabs, single right hands.
Second half of a light welterweight contest that Barry Morrison is dominating, if not over impressively. It's just to start to up the pace, which is what he's doing. Trying to put the shots together, close the distance, and prevent Amrouse from settling in the fight. This is better from Barry Morrison.
That's what he needs to do. He needs to relax. Let those combinations go. You watch Morrison when he throws out the jab, it's one stiff jab, one stiff right hand. We know he's got the ability to let those shots go in combinations, and that's what he needs to do here. Just seems a little bit tense, maybe in front of his home crowd.
Very quiet guy, Barry Morrison. Keeps himself to himself. Before he fought Sergei Starkov at the Ulster Hall in Belfast, he was sitting in the corner listening to a Walkman for an hour and a half or so. Just likes to get his own head right, do things his way. And just starting to make a little bit of impression on Tarik Amrouse. Barry Morrison is settling down and letting the punches flow. Lefts and rights going in, and Amrouse looks troubled and has to hold.
Yeah, Amrouse for the first time looking on unsteady legs. Morrison getting through some good right hands there.
He's listened to his corner, he's up the work rate, and for the first time in the fight, he has hurt Amrouse. As Benny King says, don't wait for him, go in, keep the pressure on him. Good advice?
That's exactly what he needed to do. Forget loading up with those single shots that he's naturally powerful anyway. Just let them go in threes and fours.
Been boxing since he was 5, Barry Morrison. For 18 long, hard years, as every year was a bonus. The apprenticeship, which is now turning into an important professional career.
Still got to be careful, Morrison. Getting caught by the odd right hand, carrying that left hand quite low.
Looking to out-muscle Amrouse in there. Exert his physical strength. But for 2 minutes of that round, he looked pretty good.
And by the way, we step back from the top of the punch now. Let's step up now. Let's build on this. Let's build on this.
Let's step it up, says Archie McKay.
That's what they've wanted him to do, really, from the first bell. See a good right hand going in there from Morrison, but again, it was only that single right hand. He needs to follow up with the combinations. Again, we see there the single right hand. Like to see him mixing those shots up more. The corner are urging him to do it, and that's exactly what he needs to do.
Look at that, almost double the head punches, although not enough body punches from Barry Morrison. You can do this, says Benny King. Sixth round, Morrison has been 6 with Sergei Starkov. 3 inside the distance wins over Arv Mitu, Christian Hodoragera and Jay Mahoney. And the old southpaw fox, Keith Jones, taking him the distance. Will Tarik Amrouse also dragged Morrison the whole way. Just standing still in the middle of the ring. He's better when he comes forward and starts moving around his opponent and whipping out that right hand.
Well, that's what he needs to do when he's slipping all the time. He's creating openings for himself, putting those combinations together is much better. If he misses, he loads up with those single shots, misses wildly, leaves himself open because he's not moving that waist. There's some of the things he needs to work on when he gets back to the gym.
Again, a touch over eager as his punches fall short. Not quite the accuracy that we've seen from Morrison before. But credit to Amrouse, who's come in very fit. He's boxed in Denmark a few times, Switzerland, back home in France. He's been around, he's got experience. And Tommy Gilmore may just have got this match absolutely bang on at this stage of Morrison's career.
Well, speaking to Tommy earlier on this evening, he said that this was a good opponent, that wasn't a pushover, wasn't a walkover. It's a learning curve for Morrison. He's got belief in Morrison, and he says that this is the right opponent at the right time. And I think Tommy's nailed that one.
Have you got belief in Barry Morrison? Do you think he can go far?
Well, the talent's certainly there. Needs to relax more, let those combinations go. He can punch naturally, but worrying too much on that single shot, looking for that big knockout. When you look for that knockout, it doesn't come. He just needs to relax and let those combinations flow.
Sloppy at times, Morrison. Cameos of class 2. There is talent and ability, and he's obviously fit and strong. But Tarik Amrouse has given him plenty to think about, even if Morrison is winning the rounds. He's just doing more, isn't he?
Yeah, Morrison the one. He's taking the centre of the ring. Dominating from there behind the jab, but looking a little bit wild at times.
2 rounds, man. 6 minutes. You hold your fucking breath for 6 minutes. You've got to step in this. You can't fucking hit him 2 shots and then walk away and look at him. You've got to hit him 2 shots and hit him again. Stay with you. Don't touch the referee.
You've got to step in, says Benny King, as we're about to go into uncharted waters for Barry Morrison. Never been beyond 6 before. Will that be a problem, or is he fit enough to fly through it?
No, I think he's certainly fit enough. Lives right outside of boxing. Does half marathons, trains religiously. So this will be good for him to do the 8-round distance.
Here's the 7th round for the first time in Barry Morrison's short professional career. But he said, no worries with the 8-round distance. I play 5-a-side football all the time. I can be there all night. Well, Morrison winning everything on your card. Not exactly telling the story, though, of this fight. It's been pretty close.
Yeah, Amrouse has played his part in a good contest. But Morrison just doing enough, edging him out, taking the centre of the ring, working behind the jab, looking wild at times, but we do see the odd flash glimpse of what he's got in there.
Amrouse still looks lively on his feet, fit as well. It's the furthest he's ever been as well. Plenty of 6-round fights. Just a slight reddening under both eyes of Barry Morrison. Does he get hit too much? And if so, what would you advise them to do in the gym about that?
He does get caught a little bit too much. Keeps his hands up quite tight, but needs to work on moving that waist more, creating openings for himself. At the moment, looking to load up with those single shots. Even the jab, he puts everything into the jab. Much better when he relaxes and lets the little combinations go. But must work on moving that waist as well. When he's finished throwing the combinations, move that waist. He's there to be hit after he's finished throwing his own combos.
He had around 80 fights as an amateur, winning most of them, and a fair few by knockout. We saw him in an amateur tournament between Scotland and Australia in this very ring a couple of years ago. I remember him telling me that Zab Judah was his favourite fighter. Doesn't really box like him, does he?
No comparison whatsoever.
Cut, though, to the left eye of Tarik Amrouse. Just blood trickling away. Will that just spur Morrison on for one final drive? Just looks to his corner there, Amrouse. Obviously troubled by the cut as Jean Diodori gets the swab and adrenaline ready. Again out of range, Morrison. He's been so eager to please his home fans tonight. But he's getting through it, and he's winning it. That's what's important. There's the cut. How bad? Only a round to go. Should hold up?
Yeah, I think that'll hold up. Seen a lot worse. Only a round to go. There, I think that's where it may have happened. That left hook. See a good right hand going in, and then we see a good left hook there. I think that's where the cut may have occurred. See it from another angle. The left hook there. Good shot.
He's been good value, Tarik Amrouse, the Frenchman. Played his part, bit of damage, but he's back out for the final round. Barry Morrison has just 3 minutes. in which to keep everything under control, and victory number 6 will be his. Silver and black trunks of the man from Motherwell here in Scotland. His homecoming, first professional fight here. How impressed have you been with Morrison on this performance?
On this performance, not one of his best performances, Morrison. I think he's been trying to please maybe a bit too much in front of his home crowd. Found wanting a couple of times, loading up with single shots, looking for that big punch. Much better when he relaxes and lets those combinations go. And the timing just not seems to have been there this evening, struggling to find his rhythm. Not the best performance, but still, I've got him a proverbial mile in front on the scorecard.
Pretty tough division domestically, the light welterweights below Ricky Hatton and Junior Witter. We've still got Eamon McGee and Stephen Smith. Ted Bammy coming back from his shock defeat as well. And the likes of Alan Boswell, Colin Lines, Kevin McIntyre. There's plenty there. Can Morrison develop at the right pace and hit the title challenges at the right time?
Let's not forget Morrison is only having his 6th contest and probably his best round here in the 8th round. Just seems to have relaxed as he's got a bit more tired. Getting through some good shots, a nice left hook again there for Morrison.
Just been a bit wound up all the way through, trying to throw maybe too much meat into the punches and not relax, as Spencer is now saying he is doing. That's what you'd like to see more of.
That's what I'd like to have seen from the first bell. Just relaxing, looks good when he lets those combinations go. 2 to the body, 2 to the head, mixing them up well. That looks nice, but doesn't look so good when he's loading up with those single right hands.
Looking for a big finish as the crowd cheer him on here at the Bellahouston. Well, he's shown his fitness right through this 8 rounds. And I'm sure Victor Loughlin will go straight over to him and raise the hand in just a few seconds' time. It's been a spirited display by Tarik Amrouse, who has made Morrison work all the way through this 24 minutes. But he's going to remain unbeaten, of course. 6 out of 6. Tommy Gilmore claps his hands and gets straight into the ring to congratulate Barry Morrison. What do we think, Spencer, judging him? Good in spurts. Fabulous that he made the 8 rounds without a worry. What to work on?
I think he's got to work on his waist movement and not loading up so much on the big shots. He looks much better when he lets those combinations go. Had his best round there in the 8th round when he got tired, raised his game, put the combinations together. By far the best round, and overall not the best performance, but there's a lot there to work on.
It's 6 out of 6 for Barry Morrison. And he moves on and upwards. Been a good year.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 8 rounds of boxing, referee Vic Loughlin has scored this contest for Amrouse, 74 points. For Morrison, 80 points, your winner and still undefeated. Welcome back to Scotland, Barry Morrison. Let's show our appreciation for our visitor from France, Tarik Amrouse.
That's correct, yes. So Barry, 8 rounds in only your 6th fight. Looked comfortable, was it?
It was a wee bit hard towards the end, but I'm fit enough. It's just, you can't beat ring experience. So now I've got it under my belt, I'll be fine.
You looked to relax more as the rounds went by. Were you conscious of doing the longer distance?
Aye, I was. The longer it went on, the better I was starting to feel, getting my punches off. I was a bit nervous in front of my home crowd for the first time, but it was good as well.
And you finished very strongly, so it's really the strength and conditioning's all there.
That's all there, yeah. Just need more fights, prove it.
Well, let's bring in your manager, Tommy Gilmore. Tommy, how good can this young man be?
I think, as you say, you know, fighting 8 rounders so quick in his career shows that we do have a great deal of belief in him. You know, but these are the sort of tough fights that he needs. Shows that he is ready maybe in the next 9 to 12 months for a higher grade opponent. But it's the first time he's done 8 rounds, and there's a lot of pressure on to sell out crowd tonight. So I'm really pleased with the way he performed.
Barry, you'll be looking to keep busy in the new year, I guess.
That's it, just keep going, keep the kettle boiling, ready to do the business.
Well done tonight.
Thank you.